Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is 4 Paws in a Book. I make book and lifestyle related content, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. Today I have a very large book haul for you. It's either out with the old, in with the new, or it's same old for this year. I don't know. We have 35 books to talk about today. This is a large book haul for several reasons. There are 35 books here that I'm going to be talking to you about, and then I actually have another 7, I think, that are HarperCollins titles. And as of filming this, the HarperCollins employees are still on strike, and so we're not going to be talking about the books. They are trying to get livable wages and more diversity into their programs. All great things. I'm going to have information linked down below. I have them in all of my videos. So as of filming this, they are still on strike. Hopefully they will be able to come to the table soon and work things out. And then once the strike is over, I am going to be doing a big haul and wrap up of all of the books that I haven't been able to talk about over the past couple of months. But I still have quite a few to talk about today, so we should be fine. Like I said, there's several reasons as to why this is big. There was a Black Friday sale that was online and it didn't quite get to me before I filmed my November book haul. So that's in here and it was pretty large. There's Christmas gifts. There's obviously the Barnes & Noble 50% off hardcover sale, which I spent gift cards and things for. We have Book of the Month. Pango was still a thing that I'm doing. So let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about the books that I've already read that are not like adding to my TBR. I'm not doing a TBR tackle number this month. I'm not going to be counting any of that because I just filmed all my unread books and I added these books into it. I'm not sure which video is coming out first. So whatever number is in that video, that is the correct, accurate, these are all of my books number. So with that being said, we're just gonna haul books today and have a lot of fun. In 2023, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I am going to be participating in Shrink the Shelf over on Instagram. I will have the creator that's linked down below and right here. Anyway, she's doing like a big competition where you start on January 1st with your big number, your very large number, and then you try to get it down by the end of February. So I'm going to try to do that. And essentially that means that I'll probably be on mostly book buying ban. I'm not going to like 100% say that I'm not going to buy any books, but I'm going to drastically cut down on what I am buying over the next 2 months and just trying to read my shelves. That's going to help. I have a couple of unhaul projects that I'm going to be working on and a couple of like physical reading, like reading my shelves kind of thing. With that being said, let's just start. We're going to start with the books that I've already read, which will make it easier. Okay, I hauled Book Lovers by Emily Henry for the Goodreads Choice Awards video. This will likely be unhauled shortly after, but I did haul it. I got it on Pango, so like it didn't really count. It's not real money because it was just Pango bucks, but I just needed it honestly for that video, for an Instagram post, because this was the winner of the Goodreads Choice Awards. I didn't love this book. I gave it 3 stars. Emily Henry just might not be the author for me. I've been slowly trying to pick up the Wayward Children series, so I think I own 2 or 3 of these now. I only like buying them secondhand because they can be really expensive. I mean, they are like $18 for something that I will read in a couple of hours, but I do really like these books, so I just try to pick them up whenever I can find them at thrift stores or at like on Pango, and they're very rarely on Pango, but when they are, I snatch them up really quickly, and this one was, I think, in that Black Friday sale that I did. Another one that I'm trying to pick up slowly is the Wicked Villain series. I have read all of these, but I've been trying to find the physical books for them. I'm missing one of them now. I just need The Beast, which is the Beauty and the Beast one. This book is the Tink and Hook romance, and if you have not read the Wicked Villain series, it's essentially the like Disney main characters, but like turn them on their head and they're usually in love with their villain from their story, Tinkerbell and Hook, and like the first one is Jasmine and Jafar, and they are a great series. I have so much, I mean, are they great literature? No, but Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. Also for the Goodreads Choice Awards, I picked up Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I read this one over the summer via ebook, and then I was able to find one on Pango for relatively cheap, and this was a book that I enjoyed, so I wanted to keep it. I picked up Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valente. I read this one on audio, but I want to reread it physically. So when I found this one on the Black Friday sale, I immediately wanted to pick it up. It's this like really unsettling horror thriller book about thing like a woman where like her neighborhood seems like everything is great, but like there's it's not. And there's like just under the surface things are real crazy. I hauled Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. This is a beautiful Christmas romance that's sapphic, and there's a marriage of convenience in here and a magical Christmas night, and then what happens in the next year. I've talked about this book so many times over the last week, so I'm sure that you're very done hearing about it. So we're gonna keep it short. And then a couple of books that I just recently talked about in my wrap up. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaires, which is a story of three brothers. Like each brother gets a book. They are the grandsons of Mr. Disney, essentially. I mean, it's not Disney, but it's this world's version of Disney. And they each get their own romance. This one is another marriage of convenience, but also like a fake marriage, and then like real feelings between the man who's going to be the CEO and his assistant. And then Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. This is a hate to love romance between a doctor and a lawyer, or like a girl that just graduated from law school, something like that. And there's some flashbacks between like college and then like their current like time. And there's a lot going on in this book, but it was a fun time. All right, so those books that I have read, and now we're going to talk about books that I have not. Let's just be honest. I had no self-control this month. Zero, zilch, nada. I had a few Christmas gifts from subscribers and from Secret Santas and things like that. This one is from Maja. I think this was from Cassidy's Christmas like Secret Santa thing, but that was Meet Me in Los Feliz by Kelly Reynolds. I've talked about this one quite a bit. I read it during Rom-Comathon, and then I just talked about it in my December wrap-up. But this is a really, really cute Christmas novella. So I really enjoyed this one. I guess technically that was the last book that I had read. From Cassidy, I got From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a massive fantasy romance novel. There's like several books in the series. Hannah from Hannah Blackwell is actually doing a like read along this year, and so I would love to be able to read this month. Will I be able to? I don't know, but we are gonna try. It's large though. This one is from Carrie over at Carrie Reads, and this is Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quimby Olson. This is one of the books that I'm going to be reading for the Spiffbo vlogs series that I am doing, a self-published fantasy blog off, or Spiffbo. This book is about a woman who inherits a dragon, I think. Like she's a spinster. And gets a dragon egg, but then the dragon egg hatches and then she has a dragon. I've heard mixed things about this, but the cover is adorable. So I'm hoping that I will love it. I got 2 books from Bethany over at Beautifully Bookish Bethany. We did a Christmas book box exchange where we put a bunch of cozy stuff in there, and then basically whatever was on the wish list. So for me, for my Secret Santa, I did some tea and a bookmark and some chocolates, and then the book that I wanted to give the person, and then my person was actually Bethany, and so she gave me 2 books. She got me A Caribbean Heiress in Paris by Adriana Herrera, and this is a historical romance novel that I think is one of her favorite books of the year. So I'm really excited to read this, and I feel like it's a very high recommendation that she personally got it for me. And then she actually sent me an ARC that she had a second copy of. So we're gonna buddy read it together, and that is Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. It comes out in April, and it was blurbed by Olivia Blake, but I can't remember what this one is. It's kind of like Hunger Games meets The Handmaid's Tale, if I remember correctly. I don't know a lot about it. There's not a ton on the back. It's mostly just blurbs. So we're gonna be going into it kind of blind, but I know it's like a dystopian type of thing, and I'm here for that. So we're gonna buddy read that. And then lastly, from Rye, I got In the Event of Love by Courtney Kay. This is a sapphic Christmas romance. It's adorable. I wasn't able to get to it during the Christmas season, unfortunately, but we'll save it for next Christmas. I do apologize that I am going very, very quickly in this, but there are just so many of these books. I will have everybody linked down below that I have mentioned. So thank you so much for sending me stuff. You absolutely did not have to do that. But I appreciate it so much, and I'm very blessed to have you all as friends. Now let's talk about the damage that I did myself. First up, Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater. This is another book that I am going to be reading for the SBFBO finalist vlog series that I'm doing. That's such a mouthful. I gotta come up with some new way of saying that. But this is also going to be the January group book for the Not Your Mom's Boozy Book Club that Cal and I have started here in 2023. And we're going to be reading this one for our January book. This is another like cozy fantasy. It's about a fallen angel who like basically has to get this human to like do some sins in order to pay off some debt. It's gonna be a good time. I've been told it has like Good Omens vibes, which I'm here for. I got The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I think Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots has talked about this book. I feel like she has. I know that there are a couple of books called The Appeal, but I think this is the one that she said she really, really liked this year. So it was the monthly pick for Barnes & Noble. I think in December. Yeah, that makes sense. And so I picked it up because it was half off. We have the Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. This is kind of gives me Jurassic Park vibes. It has COVID-19 like as a plot device, which I think is interesting. But this person gets roped into caring for animals, but those animals are not on Earth. Massive dinosaur-like creatures named Kaiju roam a warm and human-free world. It's like an alternate universe kind of thing, portal universe kind of thing. This could be interesting. I saw it on a list video a few months ago and was very intrigued by it, but like there was a 10-week wait for it on the library, and that was one of the ones that I found on the Black Friday sale. And then I got A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk. Cal from Retrieving Books really liked this one. I think purchased it earlier this year and enjoyed it. It's like a queer fantasy romance. I picked up All Systems Red by Martha Wells. This is book 1 in the Murderbot Diaries, and so many people have talked about this book this year. I don't know why, but I saw it on Instagram everywhere. People were talking about it in sprints. It's a very short sci-fi novella. I don't know if you've seen my Goodreads goal, but it's very large this year. And so as many novellas as I can find would be fantastic. But this is a corporate-dominated spacefaring future. Planetary missions must be approved and supplied by the company. Exploratory teams are accompanied by company-supplied security androids for their own safety. But in a society where contracts are awarded to the lowest bidder, safety isn't a primary concern. I picked up Built to Last by Erin Hahn. I think I'm going to be doing a Patreon exclusive video for this maybe next month. This book kind of went viral for maybe here's the story. Somebody tweeted, or someone did a review about this book and like DNF'd it and said that it was too spicy, blah, 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 like, which is weird because it's a romance book. It's going to be spicy. But the problem is that she tagged the author, and we don't tag authors in negative reviews. We don't do that. Authors aren't supposed to be in our spaces, so don't tag them. Anyway, that tweet went viral for the wrong reasons, and now everyone started picking up this book. And I was like, well, that seems like a great video idea for me, so I'm going to be doing that. Do I know what this book is about? Absolutely not. But I'm guessing maybe romance with like house or like home remodeling. That would be fun. I picked up The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kahn. I've seen a couple of people talk about this one. I read Claire Kahn's other book, Let's Talk About Love. She does very good at asexual representation, so I really appreciate that, and I wanted to read her newest book. This is about a woman who is secretly in love with her best friend, but has never been brave enough to say so, and then he unexpectedly announces that he's met the love of his life, and no, it's not Joy. She's heartbroken. And then she meets this other guy on a vacation. I don't know. Seems like it could be fun. I randomly picked up a true crime book, which I have not read a true crime book in years, but I have The I-5 Killer, the true story of the NFL draftee who became a perverted serial killer. That sounds great. I think he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers and chosen by Playgirl as the centerfold candidate working in swinging West Coast bar scene. He had his pick of willing sexual prospects, but Randall Woodfield wanted more than just sex. An appetite for unspeakable violent acts led him to cruise the I-5 highway through California, Oregon, and Washington, leaving a trail of victims along the way. As the list of his victims grew to a total of at least 44, the police faced an immense challenge of catching and convicting a suspect who seemed too handsome and too appealing to have committed these ugly crimes. I think this might have been a little free library find. So, which is like, it's in perfect condition. And then because I liked Twisted Hate so much, I actually picked up Twisted Love, which is the first book in the series. I read the third one first, and now I'm going to go back and read the other ones. So this one was on the BOGO table at Barnes & Noble the other day. I got The God of Lost Words by A.J. Hackworth. This is actually the third book in the Hell's Library, which is like the Library of the Unwritten. Have I read the second one? No, but I'm going to do that this year. So when I saw this one on sale, on that Black Friday sale, it was like $5, and I was like, well, I'm not going to find a better deal. If I bought it at Barnes & Noble, I would pay a lot more than that. Can't really talk about this one. Essentially, Hell's Library is this like where unwritten books go, like if they don't get published, they don't get finished, they go into this library in hell, and the first book follows the librarian from that, and I don't know where the story goes from there. And then I got A Holly Jolly Diwali by Sonia Lawley. I really wanted to read this during Rom-Comathon, and I just didn't get a chance to. So another holiday romance that I will be able to read next year. The last ones are the book of the month, and then my like hardcover ones that I purchased during that Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. We have The Wild Ones by Nafiza Hazad, and this I feel like was a Peter Pan retelling, but I could be very wrong about that. But I think maybe just like inspired by this like fairy tale. And Books and Lola talked about this one and really liked it last year. And then I got Into the Mist by PC Cast. This is a apocalypse story about this mist that comes across the land, like because of like a nuclear explosion, and it kills all the men, but it gives all the women superpower. And I'm hoping that I can use this one for an R Fantasy bingo board slot. I got A Scatter of Light by Belinda Lowe. I really liked the last one that she did, which was, why can't I think of the name? Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But this one takes place like 55 years later at the groundbreaking like major Supreme Court decision to legalize gay marriage. And it's about this girl who gets sent to California and meets the gardener of her grandmother, and like finds out like basically is like discovering that she's queer. I got What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Again, another reason like I only buy novellas when they are on sale, because I don't want to pay full price money for novellas. But this is an Edgar Allan Poe retelling, and everyone was talking about it over like the spooky season. So now I will have another book to read during the spooky season this year, now that I don't already have plenty to read this year. I got The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean, and I'm really excited about this one. This is about a group of people who like consume books, but like actually eat books, and that's how they like get their knowledge. And then one of the people is, instead of eating books, eating like human minds. So they have to fight that. And then lastly, we have Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell. This is a companion novel to Winter's Orbit. Kind of takes place in the same universe. It's another queer romance, but this one is about like these mind readers that become like very, very powerful. And if they're not kept in check, then they can be very powerful and too powerful. So they always have like these people with them to kind of keep them in check. And so I want to say they're going to like overthrow that society, and like that hierarchical system, but then maybe also fall in love. And then the last ones are my book of the month picks for December. I did get the book of the year, which is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I have zero idea what this is, but I didn't own it, and it was the book of the year, and I gave it to you for free. So yeah, let's find out together. Two friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in the world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. So like maybe Ready Player One, but not written by a man. That would be cool. And then we have The Wilder Women by Ruth Emmy Lang. This is about a girl who is a psychic, and her sister disappears. And so I think she kind of like, you know, resents herself, or like blames herself because like she should have seen it coming. And then the search for her, I guess. I don't really know. I got Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is a kind of literary fiction / romance. I've heard really mixed things about this. Some people really, really love it, and some people have been meh about it. So I'm curious to see. But I think this is about two people who were divorced getting back together and like, you know, kind of rekindling their relationship. My last one is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I really, really enjoyed A Flicker in the Dark, which was her debut, and this one is her sophomore novel. And this is about a woman whose son was taken from his crib with her in the other room, and the police try to search for him, but then like eventually call it a cold case, and so then she is trying to find things on her own and trying to solve the case on her own. So very excited about that one. A Flicker in the Dark was very, very good for a debut, so I'm excited to read her second one. All right, that's a lot of books that I hauled. Now I have to go put them all away. That is all I have for you today. If you saw any books that you want me to read right away, let me know, because this is a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, okay. That's all I have for today. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little red button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.